welcome to my 5-minute review of the 2000 Polaris Trailblazer. In my opinion, this is the best used ATV value out there for someone looking for a first ATV for a teenager or an adult who wants to get into ATV riding, or for what I bought mine, as an ATV friends can ride who have little or no riding experience. This entire video was shot with my friend riding for the second time in his life. The trail isn't super technical, but there was plenty of climbs, descents, turns, and mud to keep things interesting. As you can see in this video, while we certainly weren't riding a GNCC race pace, we were going at a fast enough clip to make it fun for him and worth my time riding. We rode for about 3 hours that day, and he said he never felt unsafe or not in control of the four-wheeler, and definitely wanted to ride again. Unless you need large racks for carrying capacity, I believe this is much more fun to ride and safer than utility quad, in my opinion. It's incredibly straightforward to operate with forward, reverse, and neutral. And there is zero learning curve for learning how to shift gears, since there really aren't any. It has one brake lever on the handlebar that operates both brakes simultaneously, and it has a rear brake pedal at your right foot, so no worries about someone not knowing how to stop or only hitting the front brake by accident. It has very good ground clearance with a wide stance. It also has a longer wheelbase and a low center of gravity, so it doesn't feel tippy and is much less prone to rollover than a smaller utility quad. I was loading a Trailblazer once with ramps into the back of a full-size pickup truck. I decided in a genius move to back it up onto the aluminum ramps so the front bumper would not be against the back glass. Halfway up the ramp it spun out and half the ATV came off the ramp. I jumped off expecting to eat pavement and have the ATV land on top of me as a bonus prize, but it sat half on the ramp and half off. I was able to drive it back off the ramp and then pull it on. Most ATVs would have been happy to roll over at a 40-degree incline situation with half the rear suspended in the air. The air-cooled two-stroke motor is very reliable and easy to work on. There aren't excessive plastics, so things are easy to reach, and there are less pieces to get broken or scratched, and no need to worry about valve adjustment. Another great thing about a two-stroke is it fires up easily no matter how cold or hot it gets. It comes with electric start and pull start, so you have backup if you get a dead battery. I've had pull start ATVs that actually want to pull your wrist off, and you have to use a compression release to get the motor to turn over, but this one is fairly easy to pull and is on par with a lawnmower. It has quite a bit of suspension travel and decent sized tires and makes the ride pretty cushy. It's almost like riding a jet ski on the ground. They are easy to mod, and I've seen Trailblazers that will wheelie with a clutch kit and different pipe. But overall they are fairly mellow to ride and build power in a very predictable and linear fashion, especially for a two-stroke. It has decent power to move an adult along on any terrain or hill climb, but not enough to get someone in trouble. There are no power reeds, so you don't have to worry about any sudden power bursts like a two-stroke race bike. It would be just about impossible to whiskey throttle and spin out of control. Of course, a person could always build up too much speed for the trail and their ability, but you can do that on a bicycle. Unlike other 200cc quads I've ridden, they feel like they are made for large kids instead of full-size adults. The Kawasaki Bayou 220s come to mind. The Trailblazer has a large comfy seat and taller handlebars, so it's easy for all size people to find a comfortable riding position. It also has a large footboard in addition to the foot pegs, so your feet feel protected, so no need for Nerf bars. Trailblazers come with a premix system, and it will blend the two-stroke oil and gas for you, but most people bypass the system and mix the oil themselves. The Trailblazer also gets decent fuel mileage for a two-stroke, and you can easily ride for several hours on one tank of gas. As I mentioned at the start of this video, Trailblazers really are some of the best values you can find in the used ATV market. I paid $750 for this one. I had to address a few small issues, mostly from the previous owner's neglect, not the four-wheeler's fault, and it was ready to ride. And I've seen where you can get very clean, pristine condition ones for $1,500, so not bad at all. If you're in the market for a cheap, reliable, fun quad that's easy to work on, serves as a great first ATV for an adult or a teenager, or you want something that your friends can ride safely, that don't really know what they're doing yet, and they can beat it up and you won't be stuck with a costly repair bill, this is the quad for you. Happy searching and happy riding. Thanks for watching.